Hey fans, on behalf of Sacramento Republic FC and the entire organization, we hope you enjoy the match.
Well, the future looks bright for the Sacramento Republic. Off the field, the ownership group has made quite an impression with Major League Soccer officials. They want to secure one of those final expansion clubs in the next several years. Meantime, there's still a lot of work to do on the field in the USL PRO. The Republic sits here right now in the semifinals, going against a heated rival. It is the Galaxy 2 who stands in their way on that path to a championship. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rob McAllister alongside Kevin Goldthwait tonight. There's a buzz here in this stadium tonight at Bonney Field. It's electric. It's a heated rival. You couldn't ask for anything more than this.
Absolutely. Tower Bridge Battalion's been singing for the last 30 minutes. They're on fire right now. And as a player, these are the type of games you want to play in all the time. Unfortunately or fortunately, what's happening tonight. These guys are going to be on firing on all cylinders. It's going to be a great night tonight, playing against our heated rivalry, the LA Galaxy 2. So I can't wait for it. It's going to be great.
It's been such a great season so far. It's number 2 Sacramento taking on number 3 LA. It's about to happen next here at Bonney Field.
Indomitable, like the trees that surround us. Deep, our foundation strong. Our story has just begun, but our game has stood the test of time. This is a game of cities. A game of countries. This, my friends, is the world's game. A game played to the sound of chants, to the sound of anthems. This game is played to the sound of glory. We don't only cherish this game, we revere it. It is our heart, our soul, our everything. And although this game is for everyone, this club is ours. We are Sacramento. Indomitable, we stand. For the Republic, we stand.
And let's get to your starting lineups for your Sacramento Republic in the box. Goalkeeper Jake Gleason, the New Zealander, with 12 wins on the season, including last week's playoff victory, averaging less than a goal allowed per game. He will get the nod here tonight on loan for the Portland Timbers, and he has been stellar as the season goes along. In front of him will be Emra Clemente from Montenegro, 23-year-old playing in his 28th game for the Republic this season. That is second best on the team. Mickey Daly from Sonoma, second on the team in minutes, will resume his duty at the center back position alongside Nemanja Vukovic, who leads the team in minutes with more than 2,400. And now it's the newcomer, James Kiffey. Just a month ago, he was playing with the Ventura County Fusion. Now he's in a semifinal matchup. Ivan Mirkovic, the Serbian national, 26-year-old, who made stops in Fresno and Ventura in the middle alongside Octavio Guzman, the Chico State graduate, and Max Alvarez with that lightning foot of his, the Sac State grad, playing out on the wing, and he'll be matched up along with Tommy Stewart, who's in the striker position, 27-year-old from Northern Ireland, leads the team in scoring, and Adam John, the Jesuit High graduate, and Rodrigo Lopez, the team, one of the stars of this Republic team, and we have quite a matchup tonight. LA Galaxy 2 has a couple of players you really want to keep an eye on. Charlie Rugg is one of them. Chandler Hoffman is the other one. Let's start with Chandler Hoffman. We didn't get to see him a couple of weeks ago. Really what we were able to see was him at the big first team with the MLS. And so now he's brought back down for this key matchup tonight. And wow, Kevin, this guy could play 14 goals in 18 games.
Absolutely. He's going to be a big threat up top. And I think Daly and Vukovic have to know where he is at all times on the field. Make sure you identify Hoffman as quickly as possible. We didn't see him in the last match when we played LA Galaxy 2, but here he is tonight coming in for a big, big semifinal match. So he's going to be a handful to deal with, but I think Vukovic and Daly can handle that.
We saw Gilberto get the start in the midfield a week ago against Wilmington, but now Octavio Guzman right back in his role, a player who's really come along throughout the season. I think he's physical. He also seems to get the ball up forward very quickly.
Yeah, Gilberto is a very, very skilled Brazilian player, likes to get forward, likes to spring players moving forward. I think the big thing that Guzman can add to the team right now is a little bit more defensive strength. he can kind of sit back a little bit more, but don't be concerned so much about defensively. He's great going forward as well. Offensively, he can find himself in good channels and makes decent runs and serves good balls in the box and can play balls and spray balls in the channels for Tommy Stewart up top.
Well, the season series went 2-1-1 in favor of the Sacramento Republic. That loss coming just 2 weeks ago, but I don't know if there's a clear, really, of what we saw from between the Republic and the Galaxy is for. Galaxy were still playing for that third spot. Sacramento had all but secured the second seed. If you go back, it has been a dominated matchup between the two by Sacramento. What's been the difference?
You know, the difference, you saw, let's go back to the last match first. I think really the difference maker in that game, you saw a lot of the reserves for the Republic playing in that game. And then about 30 or 60 minutes into the game, 30 minutes ago, there was a bit of a line change that came in. And you saw some of the first team guys come in and totally came in and changed the pace of the game. So, you know, I think it's earlier in the season, those games are just completely, you know, out of mind right now. Right now, we got to focus on what's happening tonight and how these guys are going to perform.
Well, it should be an exciting evening as both clubs come out here for the starting ceremonies here at Bonney Field. An exciting atmosphere. It is 78 degrees. A strong wind has picked up here in the final hour or so. Could play a factor. We'll talk about that in just a few. Let's get down to the field for our national anthem, sung by season ticket holder Steve Pierce.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Nemanja Vukovic, Emra Clementa, and in the midfield, Max Alvarez, Octavio Guzman, Ivan Mirkovic, Rodrigo Lopez, and the strikers, Tommy Stewart. Going here, it was interesting to see just a change up between, we saw how well Justin Braun and Tommy Stewart had played together. I thought last match, John and Stewart really clicked, even though they didn't really play off each other in terms of goal scoring or assist weight. Adam John got one from a great play by James Kiffey late in that match. But I thought they played better together, and it really made a difference.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's a different dynamic when you have John and Stewart up top as opposed to John and Braun. Braun's still nursing that toe injury.
I know we're working really hard to get MLS to come to Sacramento, but the best way we can make it happen is let's win tonight. Go Republic!
So the big thing here coming up top with having Stewart and John finishing my thought here, I think that's the combination of John and Stewart. Stewart, we talked about it time and time again, how well he can run and find channels. And he does it. It's second nature for him. And that's one of those things I think over the years of soccer that Stewart has under his belt, that just, it happens. And it's a great thing to watch. If you focus on that tonight if you're watching the game. But Stewart makes great runs. John's been holding the ball up much, much better. And the combination play, like you said, Rob, it's been very, very good. Haven't seen it on the score sheet, but that's okay. Other guys are creating and getting goals and getting results here right now.
It's been a team effort ever since the middle of July. This team has been the best in the USL PRO, skyrocketing to #2 in the standings, and yet here hosting another playoff match. All it takes is one more win, and this Republic team is on to the championship game, and they will host that game right here in Sacramento. But there's still 90 minutes to play, and it comes against the hated rival, the Los Angeles Galaxy 2, who is on expansion of their own, a first-year club coming together as the reserve team for the MLS first team Galaxy in Los Angeles. It's Charlie Rugg up top alongside Chandler Hoffman, and we're about to get underway. The Galaxy 2 in their navy blue, gold, and white kits. Meanwhile, Sacramento wearing the home whites with cherry and maple shorts. And we are underway. Soccer begins here. The semi-final match. Rob McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait with you. And Sacramento will start it off with a throw-in from the side. The back has been so critical this season and really allowing Jake Gleason very few options. Here's Tommy Stewart on the run. Being tracked down to the left side. Nice play, Blee. And Blee will have quite a handful. Quick throw in here. Tommy Stewart off the leg. But we saw Los Angeles come out very aggressive 2 weeks ago. What do you think their game plan here is against the Republic back four, who are very good and will press you for nearly 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think if there's any game film being watched from last week, it was a good throw. I think the game plan for the Galaxy is probably going to be to press as much as they can, keep a high line. As Alvarez fortunate here not to be caught offside, but keep a high line, press the back four of the Republic when you can, make them make some decisions, hopefully make some bad decisions early. But you know what, the big thing, what's interesting is having Hoffman come in for a guy, McBean, who was, playing pretty well. But, Hoffman's got that hot hand right now. And I thought maybe you might see McBean and Hoffman up top. But I guess with Rugg, they're going to try to utilize maybe his pace up top and become maybe stretch the field a little bit for the Galaxy.
Good throw in here, a header. And 11, but in a critical role here. Now Sacramento, and we'll watch a set piece set up here by the LA Galaxy, a very young team. Not many players over the age of 22 here, Kevin, on this roster.
Right, this roster today, you got 6 players younger than 21.
Here's Andre Aris from the corner. Gleason with a bounce in his step. Sent in to the box. Headed high again by the Republic, cleared over the top. Jake Gleason was right there. Looks like Rodrigo Lopez may have saved a goal, Kevin. How do you think everything's set up here?
Yeah, so back post, Roro staying on the post, doing his job. And that's why you keep a guy like Roro and you got Mirkovic on the other post, making sure that those corners, Gleason doesn't have to worry about it. But you know what? It's kind of tough to stay on that post, so good job for Roro to stay there, hold his ground, clear the ball off the line, and keep the score sheet 0-0 right now.
There's an argument these may be the 2 best teams left in the postseason, as Harrisburg City Islanders picking up a 3-2 victory today over the Richmond Rhinos. So a new champion will be crowned here this season. The Islanders all the way from the 8th seed. Rugg gave Mirkovic a little bit of shove, and we'll probably see Rugg use a lot of his physical attributes, and that's probably why a reason Octavio Guzman in there for the Sacramento.
Yeah, he'll be able to deal with a guy like Rugg.
And a foul called against the Republic. And the referee, Babu Karnjalo. Here's another look at it.
Got pretty fair.
Got there first here. James Kiffey. Back the other way here and right back around. It's called on Stoikov. Stoikov played well here against Sacramento 2 weeks ago. Really came up from that midfield position. Almost that third striker a little bit for LA.
Yeah, he kind of withdrawn a little bit on the outside, plays really high as a right winger.
Crowd into it here at Bonney Field. A beautiful night in Sacramento. Perk comes all the way outside. John going to pressure a little bit. Perk's got to clear it quickly. And the pressure is on. We've seen Sacramento dominate the first 20 or so minutes, really put the pressure on. LA Galaxy's done a nice job of countering that and putting the pressure right back. Alvarez toying with it. Talked to Coach Preki. He said Guzman's also in there to move that ball forward, get it up quicker. This one sent through all the way to Perk. Emenya Vukovic, such a solid piece to that back four. Mickey Daly, those two have paired up to make probably the best combo center back in the entire USL Pro. They have been absolutely phenomenal this season, Kevin.
Yeah, the big thing you can maybe attribute that success is the consistency and the amount of time, amount of minutes that they've been playing together. We've talked to Preki about it a few times, as the referee's going to call the throw back, as Clemente might have taken a few too many steps. But I think that the big thing is the consistency and the amount of minutes that they're playing together. And anytime you can get that sort of length of period where guys are staying in the lineup, it's a huge, huge help for that group to really kind of bond and gel together, which they've done a great job. We've talked about it every game so far, probably the last 10 games, how well they've played. But credit for those guys for staying out there, staying healthy, and continuing to play well week in and week out.
And Mickey Daly, with an interview with the USL Pro, he said they talk all the time. He said every time in practice they go over situations as Mirkovic drops back. He said they always know what each other's doing. He said the season goes on, we've had to not talk as much, but we're still reviewing everything we're doing. Comes time watching some film, whether or not be it. Here's Sacramento on the counter. James Kiffey. Nice slide tackle. Put it away, right back in. Sordo did a nice job to slow down the attack by Sacramento. Hoffman looking for Rugg. Vukovic right off the hip of Rugg. And there's the speed and the pace of Chandler Hoffman. The Sacramento nice job here. This is going to be a battle tonight, Kevin. You can just see both of these teams are on the attack every single possession.
Yeah, guys are flying right now. There's definitely a little bit of buzz going on. It's probably the first 10 minutes of this game. These guys have been waiting all week for this sort of game. But everything looks like the pace is just turned up one notch or two here, as everyone on the field knows the importance of winning this match here tonight.
And we haven't got head coaches for these clubs. Preki, of course, two-time MLS MVP. First-year coach, has picked up 18 wins on the season, playing over the top a little bit. Sacramento maybe getting a running match. And then Kurt Alpo, the 44-year-old who won an NCAA championship as a player. University of Virginia, spent some time in the Galaxy front office, assistant coach. And he is roaming the sidelines for the Galaxy 2.
You know, and Rob, going back to Mickey Daly's comments about how much he talks with Vukovic during the match and during, I feel like that position, the center back position, there's the most. Oh, great ball here as Alvarez is cut
nice
down
ball
the
on the touchline. Adam John streaking down the lane, trying to find John. Not in time, and the crowd lets out a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that's a great ball in by Alvarez. Going at pace, kind of on his off foot there. Puts it in the box, gives John a chance. But a great run there, great build up. Getting the Republic in that attacking third.
And this is probably the quickest pace we've seen out on the pitch all season here at home. I mean, these two teams are flying around here, Kevin.
Yeah, everyone's got it up a notch or two right now. And I think this is, you see this in any playoff sport, really. You know, everyone knows right now this is win or go home. And these matches, it's different. You know, I've played in countless, I put 10, 15 playoff games, and each one you definitely have a different sense.
Crowd wants a foul call here as Alvarez holding his head. And over comes the referee, and they're going to clear it out. Here's a second look at it. And just a shove by Blee, and it's not called.
You know, Blee goes in real hard there. Definitely got the ball. I think that's what Blee's arguing right now, but you know what?
And
foul was called.
And for the referee tonight, he's going to have to keep a match on this. Here's Sacramento moving fast. Whistle is blown, a tap in, and it's called. They'll reset it.
Yeah, Republic trying to get a quick start in there.
Want to make sure we had a lot of crowd whistles as well. Continue to play there, you never know, but they definitely moved a little bit quicker. The referee stopping things out on the trip.
Looks like Blee might be on the ground now after that challenge. As we got some activity here on the bench.
And it looks like it will be Franco if there is a substitution made. And so Joe Franco, Cal State Northridge, he's taking a seat back down. I think Blee's going to have to come off the field, and now he's limping and he's holding his hamstring. And the Tower Bridge Battalion not taking too lightly to it. So if you're the referee, Jallo here, Kevin, you got to come really bring some order to this match here.
Yeah, he might need to kind of set the pace here or set the tone. Maybe throw a yellow card. So as a player, I think you're probably feeling the referee out right now in this situation.
Cap low, cleared away.
But the referee's definitely going to need to impose and kind of get the reins on the game right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a caution here in the next few minutes.
Sacramento, 55 points, second place. Finished the regular season 17-7-4. LA with 51 points, 15-7-6. Into the penalty area. Down he goes. And do we have a card? Doesn't look like we do.
We had the linesman raise her flag.
And they are here, and Loud Vukovic wants an explanation as well.
No, that's not a good pairing there for the officials.
Clementa throwing in.
The linesman might have been calling something different than the center ref.
Here's Clementa. Just boots it out into the stands.
Yeah, the linesman, though, on the far end looks a bit lost right now, but there was definitely a miscommunication, I think, between the two. But it definitely looked like Alvarez was taken out as he cut back on his left foot. Not sure that I've seen a few guys slip out here in the first few minutes, so maybe he lost his footing, but it definitely looked like he was asking for it. It's a short corner's taken here.
So his last touch by the Galaxy before it went over. Here's Roro, little dump off Guzman. Guzman!
That is a well-worked short corner. That's a set play all the way.
Sacramento putting the pressure on in the box.
So hard to execute that. They did a great job on that short corner, getting it back in.
And we talked to Preki before the match, and he said that's something they've been working on all year long.
And they nailed it right there.
Nailed it there. They nailed it a week ago as well. Rugg was in a perfect place. Here's John fighting. Little tap, looking for Stewart. Perk comes out.
As things slow down here, going back to Vukovic and Daly, I think on the field at any given time, the center backs on both sides in any game, I think that's the most communication and the most important communication needed anywhere on the field between the two of those guys. The handball might have been called. And it's an interesting dynamic when you have that. You'll see these guys probably during training sessions, those guys off on their own, doing their own thing, talking to each other quite a bit. You know, it's a relationship that those guys need to foster and make sure is a strong one. Because that's, I mean, you're hung out to dry if your other center back isn't working and on the same page with you during the course of a game. So those two guys, sounds like everything's firing on all cylinders for them right now. The communication's going really well. And the partnership has kind of blossomed and evolved into what they're doing today and being just a really good defensive team.
Tiffy offside here. And speaking of communication, you've seen it a lot with Clementa and Mirkovic and Vukovic. You know, all have a tie to Yugoslavia and Serbia, and it's a unique tie there that they speak very similar language, and they can communicate on a different level.
Yeah, and Mirkovic being that holding midfielder, that's the other guy that Daly and Vukovic are tied into constantly, because you don't want Mirkovic floating and going outside of his zone, his area in the middle of the park. It looks like we got a sub as Blee's coming out.
So Blee is out. It will be Franco to come in. So a quick substitution as Jason Blee looks like he may have hurt a hamstring. The 20-year-old out of the game, just signed with the club on August 20th. But now it will be Joe Franco, who was drafted in 2013 by Chivas USA, now here with the Galaxy.
He might have done his hamstring there.
Some might call that karma, Kevin. A little aggressive
Coming a little too hard.
Hit and come too hard, and then just within a moment, you're out. Guzman. LA, Sacramento, #2 versus #3. The winner will host the championship game next Saturday night.
No, a guy tonight who I've been real excited to see is Bradford Jamison, 17 years old, number 38 for the Galaxy. Keep an eye on him. Tall, lengthy player, great pace.
Bad giveaway here. Rodrigo Lopez just turning his back was Meyer and may have saved a long distance goal.
Yeah, Perk trying to clear the ball with his left foot.
Here's Rugg. Rugg being taken by Vukovic. Yeah. Vukovic, the mark, did a nice job, got his foot out there in a hurry. Here's Roro. Settles it down.
Smart by Roro there, keeping that ball.
Here's Adam John. Even at this pace, Sacramento's looked pretty crisp so far tonight, Kevin. That's the one thing we saw as this season went on. They became more in tune with each other, playing as one unit, and James Kippy, to his credit, has filled in nicely. Looking over the top for John, finds Stewart. Stewart can't hit it. And Franco lets it skirt by, and now Sacramento still pushing into the penalty area. Trying to work some space. Here's Guzman! High over the bar.
Alvarez does a great job. Is patient. Finds Guzman kind of tracking a little bit late. Guzman's got to keep that thing on target. It's on his favorite right foot. As we got another look at Guzman, leans back, needs to follow that thing onto frame.
You feel like those good looks aren't going to happen too often here tonight, Kevin.
No, you got to take your chances, and especially in these playoff matches, they come few and far between. You have to take your chances when you're given.
I like the way Clement is playing right now. He's winning that battle out on the wing. Up come, here's the conditioning, James Kiffey.
Well done by Kiffey there.
And that's the one thing, you just see a guy who comes in maybe late, you don't know where his conditioning stands. James Kiffey has been in phenomenal shape. He's been running that left wing ever since he first stepped foot here at Bonney Field.
Yeah, you know, he didn't miss a beat, came in, gelled really well with Vukovic as the other center back closest to him.
Vukovic with a nice move against Rugg. And James Kiffey is living with Jake Gleason and Steven Evans, and he said he just loves, he got a perfect situation. Steve Evans, basically the counter. Here comes the Sacramento on the run. Adam John. John pausing in the area. Looking for Tommy Stewart. LA able to get back in time.
Yeah, John looks like maybe a poor first touch, got kind of caught between his feet. Forces him to try to cut back onto his left foot.
Sacramento swarming. Quick throw in. Tommy Stewart from Roro. Roro on the deck. Adam John, it is a pile up in the middle. Here's Guzman. Shot on goal, second tonight, picked up by Brian Perk.
Yeah, Guzman doesn't strike that cleanly. Keeps it on target. Got to test Perk early, make him work. As we got another view of Roro playing the ball this side to Guzman. Takes his touch. Yeah, picks up a little dirt with that strike. Perk handles it cleanly.
He needed that kind of ball on the shot a few moments ago. Bad header there by Daly. Rugg kept it here. Here's Galaxy. Rugg again. Rugg's passing's been a little bit off tonight, Kevin. I don't know if it's the pressure getting to him or what, but he has not been down. Murkovic down, and looks like he came right over the top of Aris. And now he's going to be slow to get up a little bit. Andre Aris is their set piece master, and they want to keep him in the game. He stepped over just a little bit. Senegalese national, played in France. He is a big time, a little bit defensively is where they found his weaknesses, but he is in there for his set pieces. So those corners, look for Arias. Kiffey.
Great ball by Daly.
All the way before it gets the byline. Into the penalty area. Good defense by the Galaxy here.
Yeah, I'd like to see Kiffey maybe try to strike that ball with his left foot, get it in the box early. Decides to cut to his right. Can't get the service off.
Sort of. Maybe doesn't have the size, but he's got the speed. Good pace.
Now, Kiffey, surprisingly, is a really good player one-on-one going at defenders.
Well, we saw it a week ago when he went between three hammerheads, flipped it over to John.
All three of them were trying to kick him, too, while he was doing it.
Flipped it over to John for a header goal. It was the fourth score of Sacramento that night.
Yeah, that was a highlight reel goal right there.
Beat LA chants ringing out here at Bonney Field.
Yeah, beat LA chants all night. We got beat LA signs. We got beat LA shirts.
And there is a lot of maple cherry red here, and a beautiful evening.
True Sacramentans know any sort of sports match, when LA and Sacramento are playing, there's going to be a rivalry. There's going to be a little bit more at stake. It's a softball. It's played back to Gleason.
Hand. Hoffman, Gleason got there in time.
Well done by Alvarez. Keeps that ball.
Alvarez. Here's Adam John. Cuts right back.
This is where John gets himself into trouble. Takes too many touches. Needs to get the ball off his foot a little bit quicker. Anytime you got your holding striker kind of playing, 5, 6 touches, that's not a good position for John to be in. He needs to get the ball off his foot quicker. 2 touches, 3 touches max, and spin back out, get the ball again.
Here's Stoikov. Stoikov goes down. Played in the Serbian Superliga season ago. He's here with the Galaxy.
Quick ball played over the top
here. Quick ball now over the top. Action back, picked up by Gleason.
That's Chandler Hoffman.
Showing
being
that pace,
quick,
Kevin.
yeah, being quick, being on his front studs, being tuned in. Those are times often where you see defenses and defenders kind of tune out as a set piece is called. They think it's a good 10 seconds to get a breather, but it's not. As Hoffman shows you right there, he'll catch you out if you're going to try to take a quick rest.
The one thing you may give up with a younger squad like the Galaxy has here tonight, but they are very fast. You can see how easily they're able to fly to the ball, and maybe from Curtin Alfield, that was part of the strategy coming in here tonight, playing some of these younger guys, see if they could relieve some of that pressure from Sacramento.
Well, it's getting these young guys, professional experience. Like we talked about earlier, 6 guys that are under 21 years old. I mean, if you're a Galaxy fan, that's got to look pretty bright, as your second team is stocked with some young talent.
A lot of homegrown players, too. Player on trim, no offside call. 1-on-1. Jake Gleason comes out. Jake Gleason takes it off the shin, and a save by the New Zealander.
I think he's onside there. I think the linesman made the right call. That's where you got a couple of center defenders for the Republic throwing their arms up in there looking for that offsides, but Hoffman slows down and Gleason just sees it and pounces on it.
Went to his knees. A saving goal there by Jake Gleason. Comes out of the 6.
As soon as Hoffman goes and slows down there, he's toast. Great job by Gleason to recognize that, take advantage of it as he slows down, come out, close that angle down, and make a save.
Gleason on loan from the Timbers, has played with the Timbers reserve team. MLS debut in 2011. Trying to get more minutes here with the Republic.
Yeah, Republic need to be wary here of Tommy Meyer, number 21.
Here's Arias. Arias, low cross. Headed and cleared. Tommy Stewart. Tommy Stewart still fighting.
Yeah, well done by Tommy Stewart there.
Won the battle over Stoikov.
Allows the Republic clear their lines, get organized again. Vukovic and Tommy Meyer on set pieces. Keep an eye out. Those guys are grabbing each other, battling, and Vukovic has got to be careful when he's on the defensive side of things to not get called for a penalty as he's grabbing.
Little physical here. Roro releases. Not much spacing. Last touch by the Galaxy. And so Tommy Meyer from St. Louis. He was the 19th pick in the 2012 draft for the Galaxy. They've made some nice trades as well, Kevin, to get some big-time players. Here's one of them, Chandler Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman didn't get that long of a run down at Philly with the Union. Looked like they kind of cut that cord rather quickly for a young guy like Hoffman, and being a Generation Adidas guy as well. Well,
14 goals in 18 matches, including the playoffs this season, Kevin. He has been phenomenal. The most appearances he's made in his career, professional career, that is. And he is showing why this was a good trade for LA.
Yeah, his strike rate in the USL this year has been great. But can he take that and do that at the next level consistently? That's the big test. And that's where you really, prove yourself as a soccer player here in the States.
Wind is picked up a little bit coming from the south, heading toward the north end. That will play a factor for the goalkeepers. Adam John watches sail by, finding Meyer. Meyer and Sorto trying to work to move it upfield. Stoikov takes a hit from Kiffey.
Yeah, and the linesman clearly missed that.
This series has gone 2-1-1. Sacramento with the advantage. The only loss coming here at Bonney Field 2 weeks ago. Galaxy trying to put the pressure back on Sacramento. We played 24+ minutes here, no score. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We appreciate you tuning in wherever you are this evening. USL PRO semi-final matchup. The winner will take on Harrisburg City Islanders in California. Will it be Northern California or Southern California? The winner will determine where it is played. Great crowd here tonight, 8,000 strong. Kevin, it's sold out, single tickets in 2 minutes. So if you weren't on the gun early, it was likely not going to happen unless you knew a friend.
That is just an incredible number there.
So Sacramento, a draw, the first matchup. Justin Braun scored. It was the very first game for Sacramento in the history, as now their Galaxy go back on the attack. Stopped by Daly.
A good run there by Jamison.
The youngster. Cross. Headed. LA Galaxy. 1-0.
Yeah, the last 5-6 minutes really, Rob. I mean, the momentum has shifted. Galaxy were pushing, pressing. Stoichkov serves that in. And looks like Rugg's there, as well as Villarreal. I think Rugg got his head on it at the end of the day and just snuck right in between Daly and Vukovic, as it looked like they might not have been communicating in that position or that play.
So Charlie Rugg on the season now with 10 goals, 2 in the playoffs. They came back down 1-0 a week ago and scored 2 goals to go ahead and win.
Here's another look at it. Yeah, as it's Rugg wide open. Vukovic and Daly caught between, I mean, two players were right in between them, sitting on the 6-yard box. It just for a second right there. And that's how quickly the tides can shift here.
Rugg scored in the 62nd minute, and in front of 2,400 fans down in Carson, California. They just said they kept battling. Kurt Adolfo, coach, said this is one of those games we just had to grind out, and they did.
Still plenty of time for Republic here. Big thing, we've talked about it before. Stay patient with it. Don't force things. Chances will come. Just be patient with it.
Over the top, looking for Stewart. Stewart brought down to the box, won't get the call. Saying pick it up and go. And Stoichkov on the season, just his 2nd assist.
Tommy Stewart gets a little sandwiched here. Don't know if there's anything there, really.
On the run, Jaime Villarreal. Off to the left side, looking for Jamison. The youngster working into the box. Going against Clementa. Gets past Clementa. It looks like they'll get a corner.
You see these young guys for the Galaxy, man. I mean, they have something different. They got that pace. They got that skill. How well can they play together tonight? It's yet to be seen. But Republic have to do better one-on-one battles here. Jamison's able to get by Clementa there.
Well, Bradford Jamison, I should say. Santa Monica High, one of the best players in Los Angeles. A 6th homegrown player to sign with the Galaxy. And here's Aris. This is his specialty. Punched away by Gleason.
Yeah, Gleason comes up big there.
Sacramento's been on their heels here for the last 10 minutes, Kevin, and it's paid well for the Galaxy, who now up by a goal. Stoichkov toying with Mirkovic. Mirkovic gets aggressive. And it's a battle in the corner.
Yeah, Mirkovic does well. I think earlier in the season, Mirkovic is probably fouling him there. So good for him for being patient.
Here's a throw in, Stoichkov. And this will be now a corner again for the Galaxy. And you're right, Mirkovic, who played with the Ventura County Fusion, played at Fresno Pacific University, it was seemingly every match that he was getting hit with a caution. And as this season has gone on, not only has the team as a whole played better with him on the field, he's just been on the field.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that we've talked about. The biggest, wrinkle or downside to his game has been he just can't stay on the field long enough because of the amount of cautions he gets.
Here's the right footer, low cross. Still in play, Stewart wraps it around his foot and clears it. Meyer will track. Back to Villarreal. All across the field is Merkovich, and Merkovich goes down. It looks like he'll win it.
Looks like he might have got stepped on as well.
We're gonna have a talk with the official. 1-0 Los Angeles. A header by Charlie Rugg from Stoikov. And that is the difference here in the semi-final matchup.
Yeah, I see the Galaxy are playing high here, trying to make him kick it, trying to make him clear it. Republic are cheeky enough to find a way out.
Giveaway here, Stoikov on the touchline. You see Santa Barbara, James Kiffey. He's played some pretty big crowds himself, 16,000 strong against UCLA. Big-time rivals along with Cal Poly. Very good soccer programs down in the mid-state in Southern California. Hoffman nearly gets behind Vukovic. Well, Nike's a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Mickey Daly from Sonoma, California, was happy to be back home. Played with Wilmington a season ago. Playing closer to home, but as he gets up in his 20s, he said he wants to find an MLS club soon. Might just be the Republic, Kevin.
Yeah, the way things are going right now.
Guzman fighting.
Yeah, I called the first foul there. Tried to give him advantage. I like to see that.
And what a great week it was for Sacramento as the city put on a show for the MLS officials. And in press conference on Friday, they say they walk away very impressed, unveiling plans for a new stadium at the rail yards. And quite a sight this could be here in Sacramento. But right now they have a task at hand. It's a USL Pro, and it's against the Galaxy too. Clementa, nice work. Rodrigo Lopez. Here's Adam John, back to Rowe. Arias and company played that well. James Kiffey now. Kiffey dances, Kiffey across. A good look there. Adam John is still alive. And Perk has to send it away.
Yeah, well done by Kiffey there. Like I mentioned earlier, how good he is going one-on-one at defenders. Serves a great ball in the box, as we just see right here. And John does a good job, still makes it difficult for Perk to come up and make a catch, earns the corner.
And the wind might have had a chance to toy with that a little bit too, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Max Alvarez. Across into the box.
Oh, John got his head on that. Good ball in again by Alvarez. Looks like John got up, just didn't get enough of it. As the ball served in. Yeah, it looks like John's the one skying for it.
So Brian Perk comes out.
You know, LA's done a really good job so far of pressing and pressing high, making it difficult for Sacramento. I think teams in the past that have sat back against Sacramento have been absolutely killed by the pace of play and how well they possess the ball. But once you put pressure on Sacramento, it makes it much more harder to keep the ball, and I think LA's done a pretty good job so far.
And how many teams have just been battered by the back four, just being hit hard. Now Rugg trying to test Vukovic. Vukovic takes down Rugg, and
a great tackle.
Does not appear to be a call. So a good sliding tackle by the veteran. Roro. Alvarez, looking the other way. Roro running the left wing. Now Alvarez breaking free. Taps it over to Stewart. Stewart,
almost an unbelievable turn there. Senses that pressure right on his back. Kiffey, good step.
Out comes Kiffey.
Yeah, that would have been an unbelievable turn there by Stewart.
So
takes a quick peek over his shoulder, sees that pressure coming, decides to try to spin out of it.
Very Gilberto-like.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, just mishandles it a little bit. He's got his hands in his face right now. He knows that was a close call. He might have been gone one-on-one with Perk if he pulls that off.
A battle here at Bonney Field tonight.
That's John quickly.
Simply fantastic. It's almost at his left foot.
Absolutely.
Did him in.
Meyer comes in real aggressive. Stewart senses that.
Here's Mickey Daly to Mirkovic. Charlie Rugg is causing some fits to the Republic here tonight. Already with a goal, the difference maker.
Yeah, Roro looks like he's forcing. He's had one or two of those, one long and one short there.
A little tap. Villarreal looking for Rugg. Out comes Jake Gleason just in time.
Yeah, the back four is all over the place. You got guys high, you got guys low. LA just absolutely walks through there, finds a little seam, finds a gap. I don't know what Villarreal's doing there, trying to pass that over to Rugg. Should have taken it one-on-one with Gleason.
Guzman looking for Stewart. Back come the Galaxy. Stoichkov. And that sharp play that we talked so much about the Republic, it seems it's gotten a little loose here, Kevin.
Yeah, they need to turn it around, change the momentum here. We've had a good little run here the last 5 minutes, keeping the ball well.
Alvarez breaking free. Out into the corner. Cuts right back with a left foot. Looking for Rodrigo Lopez. Another nice header by, it appears to be Steres.
I don't know how defenders allow Alvarez to get on his left foot so easily and so often. That's got to be the one thing in the scouting report, that all left foot all day. And yet he still finds ways to get himself back on that favorite left foot and serve balls in as Guzman turns the ball over in a bad position here. Rugg bails us out right there. But Alvarez, time and time again, no right foot. Everyone knows it's all left foot and still is able to find himself in good position, serve balls in.
Seems the battle right now being won in the midfield. Adam John. And now they're going to call offside.
It looked like he was off. I don't know why the delay was there. Might have came off an LA player.
Well, for Los Angeles tonight, they're missing Rafael Garcia out after picking up a red card in the 62nd minute against Rochester. And then also Raul Mendiola, who suffered a head injury at Bonney Field last time LA was here. And he has not played since. So two key guys out for the Galaxy too, but they've handled it pretty well with some younger guys in the rotation.
Yeah, the younger guys have filled in really, really nicely for him.
We've seen also Ivan Mirkovic sucking back a little bit more tonight, Kevin.
You know, that just might be what's happening here lately with how much pressure that they're putting on the back four, the Galaxy's putting on the Republic's back four. Mirkovic is probably trying to get himself on the ball, and by doing so is just going deeper and deeper and deeper back towards his back four.
Going against the wind, Perk's ball's going to hang up, allow Clementa to get underneath it. They've done a nice job containing Chandler Hoffman, who has been a scoring machine for the Galaxy this season. The youngster from UCLA.
Good ball by Daly, skipping out Vukovic.
Kiffy nearly giving one away here. Sacramento needs to regroup a little bit.
Like we talked about, be patient with it. No need to force things. Chances will come.
Here's Stewart. One-on-one with Meyer. Stewart looking to make a move. He's into the penalty area. Cross from John. Looking for Roro. Here's Kiffy. Sliding tackle, saved again. Sorto has come up big, but now comes Vukovic. Vukovic just sending it there quickly.
Yeah, Roro played that ball. Kiffy was overlapping. Looked like Roro played it just a little bit too early. Allowed the Galaxy defenders to head over there. I think Tommy Meyer might have been the guy in the tackle. But just if he would have held it another fraction of a second, I think it would have allowed Kiffy to really kind of let that run evolve and give him time to potentially strike something.
Sacramento had some chances earlier in this match. Guzman with 2 good looks. They have not had a real solid look at the goal since that time, Kevin.
Right.
It's been a dry spell for Sacramento. Crowd waiting in anticipation. The pace has settled a little bit, as I think a lot of that excitement right out of the gate here in the semi-final matchup between the two. The adrenaline has subsided just a tad, and here we're on to the 40th minute. It's still an LA lead. Here's a high ball, a good chance for Sacramento.
Yeah, Perkins holding his hip after that thing.
Here's Adam John heading it to himself. Meyer. And we'll let it out of play. It's your Sacramento, Kevin. What are you looking to do here in the final 5?
5 still press. Try to sneak one in, but the big thing, be patient with it. No need to force it. We saw Clementa a second ago. Just maybe try to clip a long ball. When, you know, even if that ball lands, which is a low probability for that finding a Republic player, just keep the ball, move it around, find some seams, find some gaps between the Galaxy, let them kind of tune out as you're playing the ball around, and hopefully you can get in behind them. But the big thing is just stay active and make sure Daly and Vukovic are staying tuned in as well.
When you look at the 2 goalkeepers, each have got some decent time in this season. Really, Gleason has gotten the majority, allowing 16 goals after that last one. Here's Clementa. And Perk has played well, allowing just 5 goals.
Yeah, this is a time you be patient. Keep the ball. There you go. Good ball in.
Here's Alvarez, who makes it a good look on it, but allowed, you know, really, as we looked at this, Clementa with a nice ball in here, Kevin.
Yeah, that's a tough ball for Alvarez to find target. Kind of coming across his body, putting his left foot out there, trying to maybe outside of the left foot find a far post, just a little flick, maybe a little dink back post as it sails out for a goal kick. But Rob, that's the thing. Chances will come if you're patient. I guarantee you chances are going to come during the rest of this match, during the course as we play it out. It's just a matter of being patient and not forcing things.
Well, Perk has lost some distance clearly from the goal box, and it working to the Sacramento's favor. They give one up here, still fighting. Pushing on the right side is Rugg here. Rugg looking to turn the corner. Back up, here comes Sorto. Aris. And now the Galaxy 2 into attack. Their key to this match was to control the pace themselves, do what the Republic have done to so many, including the Galaxy 2 all season long. And I think so far, if you grade them on this first half effort, they've done a very nice job of being able to settle in here and put the pressure back on the home club.
Yeah, and they're going into the wind too right now, Rob. So the Republic's going to come out in this second half with a big hill to climb, down a goal, playing into the wind, going away from the battalion.
And down goes Jamison. A whistle is blown, and so Galaxy 2 will get it back. Alvarez on a check on the youngster. And Jamison on the year, 5 goals, 1 assist, a pretty good young season for the teenager. As we reset things here on the 43rd minute, Jamison down it goes. Again, off the right side, and just, it was a goal. They're saying a score. So it did find the net. Sacramento now down by 2.
Yeah, Gleason needs to come out and get that potentially.
So Bradford, a little tap from Rugg, and a double tap, and he scores it.
Yeah, Rugg flubs the first kick, pops up right to him, lands on his left foot. I mean, dumb luck on that situation, but you know what? That's Republic tuning out on a set piece, allowing Jamison to get in behind, and here we go. Down 2. Worst time to give up goals the last 5 minutes of the first half, especially when you're down 1 already. Huge hill to climb as the replay of different angle.
Looked like it maybe hit off his hand, and that's the Republic we're screaming about. And no call, and Sacramento now trails 2-0. The energy has just been sucked out of Bonney Field here. Kiffy fighting with Stoikov. They allowed 2 goals against the Galaxy, the final home match. Other than that, it's been nothing. Villarreal breaks free, but he'll call offside, Kevin. It's a 1-1 draw. Then Sacramento wins 3-0, and then Sacramento wins again 2-1, and then a 2-1 win. And now LA has scored 2 in the first half of play here in the semifinal matchup. Tommy Stewart, Sordo, whistled. They're going to set piece here in the closing moment.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty good tackle by Sorto there. Galaxy bench jumping up, not happy with it.
Well, here's Rodrigo Lopez with a chance to strike back into this.
This is a great opportunity for Republic. You got to have guys crashing the net hard here. Vukovic and Daly, get those big bodies in there. See if John can find himself on the back of this thing.
Roro. Punched away by Burke.
It's a good ball in by Rower. Looks like the runs were just a little bit too delayed.
Charlie Rugg with 2 goals tonight, and he has been the difference maker, and they'll add 1 more minute stoppage play.
Great ball by Kiffy there, outside of the left.
Lopez trying to get Sacramento back into it. Back comes Steris. Steris plays it well. Roro's going to look for it to get a corner. Lopez still fighting, keeps it on the floor. Murkovic being pushed by Villarreal. Daly with a little dink. Header by Guzman, sails far left.
Yeah, Galaxy had all 11 guys there behind the ball, defending. Daly tries to find somebody in the box. Guzman running away from the net, trying to put it on target. Always a tough thing, a tough task to do. And that can't find target on that.
Crowd trying to stay in it here in the first half of play. LA has dominated the last 20-plus minutes, and it showed here on the scoreboard. 2-0. Hoffman looking for a teammate here in the final moments. Sacramento maybe has 1 more chance before that whistle blows. We head to the locker room. Still a lot of soccer to be played here at Bonney Field tonight. Murkovic looking for Daly, trying to run down that right flank. This time he's going to trickle away for Sacramento here if they don't become a bit more aggressive. Here's Clementa, possibly for 1 more run before they head in. Over the top. John fighting with it. Murkovic. Sacramento just can't get the spacing right now, Kevin.
Yeah, Galaxy are doing a good job of making it congested in there.
Here's Alvarez. Just misplayed it off the toe there, and that will be it. The first 45 minutes is in the books, and it's been all Los Angeles. They lead 2-0 here at Bonney Field, and the crowd's going to need to get behind these boys in white here. They've got a lot of work to do to get back into this, and we've seen Sacramento do this to so many teams. Well, now they're getting it right back at them. Tower Bridge Battalion, they've got a lot of work to do as well, but it should be a exciting second half, and it's coming up next. Now we're going to toss you to a great feature here, and we'll send it to an artist that has meant so much to Sacramento, Garibaldi.
I'm David Garibaldi. I'm from Sacramento, California, and I'm an artist. Sacramento's my hometown. I used to do graffiti, and now I throw paint for a living. That initial spark that came with, you know, okay, I want to do art for the rest of my life, probably came in high school. Had an amazing high school art teacher that just completely changed my perspective on life. Art definitely is not a popular subject at school. It's like the, you know, second cousin in the distance that is kind of there, and it doesn't get the attention that sports gets in school. But I didn't care. I was so convicted. I wanted to be a rock star artist, and I really just wanted to work hard at what I love to do, and that's what I did. I definitely have a purpose for doing art. I think for me, I get a lot of satisfaction when people are inspired by it, when they're motivated, when I can do a show where I can create a painting and they're inspired by the whole experience, not just the painting. They're like, the painting's cool, but what you said in between was awesome too. And you know, it makes me think about what I'm into and what I love. I think I want to pursue that. So that spark that happens during the experience of painting, that's why I do it. That's that purpose that keeps me going. I can't remember a time growing up where everyone was into the same thing in Sacramento. And now I can't go anywhere without seeing someone with a Republic FC shirt. And I love that. I love that, you know, the Republic has brought people together, and it shows in the numbers. It shows in how people are inspired by that. It shows, you know, how artists are, you know, like myself, are creating things that are inspired by this new movement, this Sacramento United. I think that what Republic FC did right, at least from my perspective, is they really tapped into, I think, who we really are. And it's from the colors to, you know, the really like owning the bear and the star and these things that are really us, you know, from Sacramento, from California. We weren't trying to be someone else. I feel like whatever that it's happened, this thing that everyone's into, we get it. And you can't go anywhere without seeing it as well. So I wanted to create this image and this painting that was sort of represented the fans, this energy, this intense energy that they have at the games. But I wanted the image to kind of lay on the scarf, shoulder to shoulder, split in half. You can see this bear still like staring you down. I'm a huge supporter, I'm a fan. They're new, but they're growing, and I want to be a part of that. It's a true honor to create and collaborate with Republic FC.
Well, welcome back to the break here. Rob McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait. Now we're joined by the president, Warren Smith. Well, tough first half there, down 2-0, but still a lot of soccer yet to be played. This atmosphere, how exciting, though. Semifinal matchup. I mean, this is only stuff you could probably dream about a year ago at this time.
We couldn't be happier to have made the playoffs. You know, everything else is a bonus for us. So, you know, as you said, 2-0 is the toughest lead. See what happens in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0, most dangerous lead in soccer. We got a lot of things going on our side right now. A little bit of a mountain to climb, but I think the guys can do it. You know, so the last couple of days with MLS in town, why don't you kind of give us a quick rundown on how you feel after you probably had some time to maybe digest of the meetings that you had. How are things going? What's the latest?
Well, first of all, I couldn't be more appreciative for them to spend the time that they did with us. And I think it was really sincere. They are just wonderful people, and you know, the whole point for us was to get them to Sacramento and really experience it. And you know, when people come to Sacramento, they fall in love with it. So I think we had a good showing. I think you know, we still have some work to do, and we're in the mix, which is great. They've used some words like it's not a matter of if, but when. And but obviously, we think we're the low-risk option for them right now. And if we think about the other things that they have going in the other markets, I think we have a really good chance.
It's interesting to see that with a block party for a playoff game.
Sure.
And you had an entire block packed on a Thursday night. In this city, everyone, I can't go to a restaurant without someone wearing a Republic something. and they're talking about soccer. This has been a Kingstown forever. We've talked about Sacramento's been a baseball town, but is Sacramento a soccer town now? It seems that it might just be.
How about the Sacramento News and Review?
Yeah.
Readers choosing us as the #1 sports franchise. So we could be, that says a lot. I mean, so we are relevant in the marketplace, and you know, what we're doing is working, which is great. I think Preki would have liked to probably not have the rally, and he'll probably blame me if we don't come back on this, but really it was a chance to really just celebrate the year and celebrate, you know, the things that we've done so far. So.
Now, when we look at this effort, we've talked about stadium, we've talked about ownership group, we've talked about fans. It seems that all are coming together. When you were presented with some of those conceptual drawings of what a stadium might look like in what now has been a piece of dirt at the rail yards for I don't know how many years, there's got to be an excitement and a feeling for you that this could be something greater than just a team playing out on the field.
Absolutely, and we've always felt that this could be a great catalyst for, you know, a nice piece of property, and to actually have the rail yards now in play. As you know, it's been a property we've talked about in this community for a very long time. To Larry Kelly's credit, I mean, to have the vision and the wherewithal to pull it off right now. Obviously, he needs a signature project to kick it off, and couldn't be more excited the fact that he thinks that this could be the one. And the thing he'll bring is, you know, really the ability to build a sense of place around the stadium, really make it interactive, and really make it a place that people want to be at, just besides the soccer game, you know. And it's going to be a wonderful community, and it'd be great when we do build the stadium. Again, it'll get done. It's just a matter of time.
Should be a great time. I know it's been a great few days for us. We're all excited watching from the sides, and we still got a soccer match here to play. So when we appreciate you coming up for us, and hopefully we'll get a victory, and then we'll be hosting the championship game here a week from now.
We'll see. We got some work to do. But
we got some work to do.
Dug a little bit of a hole, but you know, we'll see what happens in the second half.
All right, and I know something also been very close to a lot of us here in Sacramento is just the effort, the farm to fork effort of so many great food, beer, people all coming together. And a little bit of a teaser of just what's ahead for the Sacramento Republic and how soccer relates to this farm to fork movement.
Since I bought the Rubicon, we've seen a renaissance of culture, food, beer, music, everything. Sacramento is really becoming more of a destination city. I mean, it's fascinating to have seen the change from our little corner in Midtown.
Perhaps the word is vibrancy now. There's a vibrancy about the place that perhaps I didn't notice quite so much when I first came here. But now it's an extremely vigorous place to be.
We live in this amazing place with great soil, and great weather, and great water. You know, there aren't many places in the world like this.
This is the beer mecca of California. There are a lot of places that are making good beer throughout California, but Sacramento, we're right in the middle. You know, we're right in the middle of everything.
You know, soccer is a lot like beer in a way. It's the every person's sport, and beer is the every person's drink. You know, it brings people together, and it's exciting.
The experience and the camaraderie and the celebratory nature of beer and soccer is huge, and the beer scene and our athletic scene as a whole is moving in a really good direction.
It's a rallying cry for the community. I mean, we love locking arms and, you know, cheering for the same thing. In a lot of ways, you see that it's kind of concentrated into a team, you know, Sac Republic.
Our city has been so hungry for a team that they can really embrace and rally and call their own and watch from the beginning stages, and that they were ready for this. They were ready for the Republic. They're ready to see the Republic succeed, and they're ready to see them go to the next level.
This city is very different to the one that I first came to. I mean, I loved it from the start, but it's even more exciting to be here now.
My business is here, my family is here. We've been making beer in Sacramento for 27 years, and the next 5 years are equally as exciting with what the city of Sacramento is doing for downtown is really going to add energy to our great community.
I think we finally become kind of comfortable in our own skin, who we are, that rather than being a second-class LA or San Francisco, Portland, and Austin, let's just be Sacramento. And you know what? Let's have those guys talk about us.
And welcome back alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. Substitutions look like they're going to be made. Coach Preki not happy with what he saw at the break. It will mean Justin Braun, who has not played in several weeks now because of a broken toe, he will now give it a go. Also off the field will be Octavio Guzman. Gilberto will come into the midfield. So John and Guzman are out. How does this change the complexion of this Republic team?
Definitely two attacking-minded subs with John coming in for, or excuse me, Braun coming in for John, and Gilberto coming in that middle position for Guzman. Probably is going to have a much larger leash than Guzman has, and will be able to move forward and more freely, and hopefully be able to connect with the two guys, Stewart and Braun up top, and hopefully grab a quick goal. As we talked about earlier, being 2-0, it's the most dangerous lead in soccer. Republic, vital for them to come out strong on the second half here.
All right, your halftime stats. LA with 2 goals on 2 assists. It was Charlie Rugg with both of them. Stoikov and Jamison each with an assist. 10 fouls coming against the LA Galaxy too, but it's worked out well. There's one of them there. That was the first, and that was from Stoikov to Rugg in the 26th minute. And it would just be about 20 minutes later, and LA Galaxy would strike again. And this time it almost looked like it was a handball at first, but then they came back, and it was just a double tap off the volley, a quick little dink into the net, and everyone here shocked, including myself. It didn't even appear that it went into the net. The way that everyone reacted didn't matter. It counted. So here's Justin Braun and Tommy Stewart up top, and Gilberto gets his first touch. Clemente. Sacramento's got some work to do, Kevin. How do they get out of this hole? You said 2-0 is a dangerous score. They got beat. They got pressured. How do they turn this around?
You know, the first half, it looked very reactive for the Republic, not necessarily proactive, you know, anticipating things. Looked like they just were reacting to all sorts of challenges and 50-50 balls rather than taking, you know, that first step and being on their front studs as often as they could be. I think what they need to do today, or the second half right now, come out strong, press, and as the Galaxy are pressing them, they got to have crisp, sharp passes and quickly move the ball. And when they're switching the field, that's where they're going to find a lot of opportunities with Kiffy and Clemente flying up the wings.
We haven't quite seen the Republic back on their heels since the West Brom and Rangers friendlies nearly 3 months ago, and it has been a different pace here for Sacramento to deal with a very lightning quick LA Galaxy team. We've just needed some better balls into the middle here. Now here's an opportunity for Sacramento. Clemente on the floor. Tommy Stewart just didn't turn it quick enough.
Oh, great start right now. That would have been a fantastic start if Stewart's able to turn that thing into the near post. We got a good look here. Yeah, Clemente with a hard ball on the ground. Finds Stewart coming across that near post.
And Meyer may have just altered it enough to get things out of here. We'll make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates as well. And so Sacramento here down on a deficit 2-0 in the semifinal.
Yeah, we talked about Perk holding his hip after one of those goal kicks.
So Steres takes the kick instead.
Yeah, Steres steps back and takes those goal kicks.
Hoffman, Villarreal looking for Rugg, gets past the defense and trips over Gleason.
That's a great tackle by Vukovic coming in there. And probably caught both Rugg and Gleason as we got a view of it here. Vukovic goes down, great tackle. Looks like he catches Gleason on the foot with the bottom of his studs there as the ball goes out for a corner kick.
And the one thing we've seen tonight is Rugg getting behind Vukovic time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, what I always say is the way I evaluate my performance at halftime as one of the guys in the back four is how many times did the offense get behind me? And in the first half, the Galaxy were able to find those seams way too easily, as it looked like Vukovic and Daly were just on different pages at certain times during that first half.
Here's a corner. Here's Andre Aris. Jamison near the box. Good ball in. Republic play it well. Now they're going to try to counter with Tommy Stewart. And again, the speed from the Galaxy ever slowed things down. It was Jaime Villarreal. Offside call. It'll go back to Sacramento.
Yeah, Vukovic and Meyer have been battling. We talked about it in the first half. They were doing it again there. Vukovic did a really good job to win that and clear the ball out. But I think that's going to be an interesting battle here for the next 45 minutes, as I'm sure there's going to be quite a few set pieces as this game becomes a little more chippy.
And here's the issue, Kevin. We usually see a lot more set pieces from Sacramento, only 2 in the first half. And that really makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I think that's just a sign of the pressure that the Galaxy are applying, making it difficult for the Republic to move the ball forward.
Clementa on the touchline. Sacramento need to put the pressure back on LA Galaxy. Nobody there, and here come the Galaxy 2 again. Gilberto steps up. That's why he was put in there. Now Gilberto will just take a wild shot from distance. Left foot sends out wide.
Yeah, I like the idea, but he needs to find target there on his weaker left foot. Does a really good job in the middle of the park, wins the ball, gets his head up, tries to strike with a left foot, and just slices it kind of on the outside of that left foot.
Almost seemed like he tried to bend it in a bit. And here is Steres again for Perk. So dropping a guy back, it seems that Sacramento could maybe take some advantage of this.
No, absolutely. It creates a big hole. If they're able to win the ball quickly on a goal kick or some set piece coming out, as Perk's not taking it, if they can win the ball quickly, there will be a big gap between Steres and the rest of the back four, and create a big hole back there, which hopefully the Republic can kind of take advantage of here.
Well, the Republic are facing a very good Galaxy team, and Rodrigo Lopez says you never know what you're going to be facing because they have so many players who have played with the first team, and they've been shifting them up and down all season long and getting a lot of minutes. And he said they really didn't know how to prepare as much, I think, than you typically see with other USL Pro teams. So they send so many guys up to the first team. Here's Gilberto along that left side. Sacramento trying to make something happen here. Stepping through, and this will go against the Galaxy. Aris.
Looks like a little pull there. Kiffy's coming across top of the 18. We get another look at it here. Getting pulled a little bit, getting pulled.
And Aris just comes up and puts a stop to it all.
A big opportunity here for Republic.
It's Rodrigo Lopez.
Great opportunity for Braun to get himself involved in.
He has played so well in set pieces, and now he's directing some traffic. And sprays the line down. Clemente. Gilberto, Vukovic in motion. Header, looking for Vukovic, just too strong.
Yeah, good ball in. Like to see it maybe just a little bit harder. But Vukovic makes a good run. And just can't get it. That might have been Daly making that run right there.
Didn't know if he was looking for Vukovic or for the net. Looked like he was trying to poke it through. They're down 2-0. Charlie Rugg with 2 goals tonight. LA Galaxy trying to hold on. They were up 2-0 against the Republic. Here's Justin Braun for the first time. Looks okay with that foot, just tripped it off, was trying to skirt it through. And here's a little bit of rust we might see with Justin Braun too. You know, he's played so well, but with that foot, he's not gotten a lot of practice time in, Kevin.
He's been out for a while, hasn't had it. He's been training a little bit the last 2 weeks, but hasn't had any game experience. So maybe there is a little bit of rust, but that should be shaken off pretty quickly. Good ball by Gilberto there to Clemente.
Clemente just sends it off the hip. And they'll get it back. Here's a throw in. Alvarez into the penalty area, trying to skirt through.
Good job, wins the ball back.
Public taking their time a little bit. This is what you'd like to see, squares it here. Them settle in a little bit more, Kevin.
Yeah, move it side to side, no need to do anything crazy.
Chance from Sacramento from the north end. For the Tower Bridge Battalion. Leaves this one hanging, but Clemente able to get to it. Tries to poke it through.
Yeah, the patience there right there allows Clemente to get that ball. Comes from the left to the right, back to the right over here. Tries to serve with the outside of his right foot, just a tough ball.
So Harrisburg City awaits the winner here. They won 3-2 today. And they will be coming to California one way or the other, either to Sacramento or Los Angeles. And now it will be Jose Villarreal. He will replace, appears to be Chandler Hoffman. So a unique substitution here as Villarreal does play a forward position. 21 years old, made his debut with the Galaxy first team in 2012. So the two brothers, the Villarreal brothers, in at the same time, Jose and Jaime. Sacramento looking for a chance here. Clementa being pressured by Jamison. Jamison able to alter it just enough, and out comes Jake Gleason out of the box.
Yeah, Republic are playing really high right now, putting pressure on. This is where you want to keep the ball. Keep them pinned in their own half as much as you can. Move the ball side to side. Good ball by Alvarez there to Kiffy.
Alvarez joined the team on a tryout, originally from Sacramento State. Coach Preki giving Alvarez some good looks early on and just taking him out to the far side. Rugg is going to be slow to get back up. And we may see a card here by James Kiffy, at least a talking to.
Yeah, Kiffy, fortunate not to get a card there, but does a good job. Breaks up that counterattack. Clearly just slowing it down.
And that one may sting a little bit too, Kevin. Might be a deep bruise there on Rugg. And I guess if big fella has 2 goals tonight, any way you can slow him down will be a benefit. Here's Meyer. Meyer sends a nice ball deep. Clementa's going to have to go chase it. And Vukovic still volleying it up in the air. Now Clementa will try to work it forward. Nice job by the Republic.
Yeah, Clementa fortunate not for that.
Here's Justin Braun running the right side, running well. Braun now showing his speed. With a cross, and it is deflected. He dives over the sign.
Wins a corner kick. Good work there by Braun, going one-on-one. Tries to cross it hard across the face of the goal.
Franco made a nice play. Here's a corner, though, for Max Alvarez, and this is something Sacramento has not had many of tonight. When they've won, they have clearly dominated the set pieces. Here's Alvarez. Here's a header! It came right back. Alvarez loses his man for a moment. Another cross, headed away. Just not the right timing. Step back up. Here's Kiffy. Kiffy looking to turn. Nobody there. And here comes the counter by the Galaxy 2. Running down the lane is Villarreal. The brothers going hand in hand. And Rodrigo Lopez says it was a little bit of acting, but it doesn't matter. He'll get the card. Let's look at the replay.
Yeah, I think Villarreal is looking for this. He sees Roro running right there. He knows he's going to get hit, just waiting for any sort of contact. As Roro barely touches him, goes down as Lowy got shot.
They showed it on the replay here, and the entire stadium a little upset as well. So the first yellow card of the match comes against Rodrigo Lopez in the 57th minute. 2 goals by Charlie Rugg, an assist by Stoikov, and another one by Jamison. The Sacramento has been the aggressor here in the second half. See if they can put a couple on the board and prevent a Los Angeles victory. They have played so well against the Galaxy this season, and that last match wasn't against the starting typical 11, with the rotation a little bit different, but nonetheless, Sacramento put in a couple of typical starters and played much better in the second half, but here tonight, it has been all Galaxy 2.
Yeah, they've done, I think the game plan, they came out real strong, pressing high, making it difficult for the Republic to play out of the back.
Sorto challenging. Rodrigo Lopez able to clean it up. Off the face of the Galaxy. Here's Tommy Stewart in the box. Turns it, wraps his foot around it, looking for Justin Braun. Perk, slow to react. Emra Clementa. And will they get a corner? And everyone up in arms here. How did that not last touch the Galaxy?
Clementa looks like he definitely takes it with his left.
Maybe not. Skirted right through. Good call by the linesman. We'll take it back.
Like to see Clementa maybe go to his right foot there, take it to the touch, try to get a cross in, get as close as he can to the end line.
Ball sent high. Breeze still a little bit of a factor here. Didn't seem to affect the Galaxy too. They were going against it in the first half. Coming up from the south, a beautiful evening here in the mid-70s. Here we are, September 20th. No weather excuses tonight. Sacramento's got to play their game at this point. Aris wins the battle. Stepping up as Daly.
Great step by Daly.
There's Justin Braun. Gilberto cuts it through. The Brazilian, nice job working it into the corner. Here's a low cross. Able to recover in time with Steris, looking for Tommy Stewart, who was running that lane, Kevin.
Yeah, Tommy Stewart in there by himself. Braun needs to be in there. He needs to find himself in the box as much as he can for services and from guys like Gilberto. Sometimes he just finds himself drifting out a little bit too wide.
And they called offside, Kevin, and there was not a single white jersey behind the lane.
Looked like it might have been out for a throw-in. But that's, you know, Braun needs to stay as high as he can, get himself in the box. He's got a big body. Get yourself on the end of a cross.
Here's a throw-in. It'll be by Franco. Preki is livid. And may have a little bit of a rightly so. Villarreal being told to get back up by the referee, Jallo. Sacramento's done a nice job of just at least turning the pressure around a little bit.
Yeah, looks like Galaxy are even sitting back a little bit right now, which is a bit surprising after the amount of success they had in the first half with pressing.
Still 30 minutes to go here at Bonney Field. A lot of time. We see how quickly this team can score. And one thing we have not seen tonight is Tommy Stewart running those lanes. Give credit to the fullbacks for the Galaxy, as now going down to Stoikov, and Kiffy is upset. A little bit of a toss here, and he just ran into him. And Kiffy just a little bit stronger, and
you know, Kiffy's got an argument there. He's taken the ball.
And Stoikov very slow to get up.
Yeah, Preki's getting vocal as well, as he sees his players not getting rewarded for getting stuck in on challenges.
And you know, sometimes the bigger guy just looks at fault because he has a little bit more strength, and that seemed to be the issue there with Kiffy. There's a shot of Cardinalfo and Preki. Two guys with a lot of experience here in the United States playing soccer. Cardinalfo won the championship with the University of Virginia. Bruce Arena was his coach at the time, who's now the head coach of the Galaxy. He was even on the '92 U.S. Olympic team, but a knee injury slowed him down. They found out Kevin ended up even having cancer, Hodgkin's disease, at the age of 24, and has rallied back, stayed in the game as a coach, and has done a nice job working with the Galaxy, the DC United. Now he's running the Galaxy 2 squad here. And that'll go against Sacramento, and Galaxy 2 with the throw. And it seems that Sacramento almost needs that breakthrough. They haven't quite had that really good look yet, Kevin.
Yeah, they're playing in the right part of the field, though. They're in their attacking third and the Galaxy's defensive third. Galaxy's having a real tough time breaking out, but still, the Republic need to be thoughtful of the counterattack, as they can get caught out fairly easily, as we're seeing right now.
Vukovic getting beat. Rugg finding a teammate at Stoikov on the right side. That lane collapsing. Jake Gleason keeps it low, below the wind. Kind of drives it well.
And that's going to be the risk, that counterattack, as we're moving forward here in the last 30 minutes. The counterattack that the Galaxy seem to be sitting on right now, waiting for. And Republic are doing such a good job stepping forward, playing the ball forward, moving forward. Need to be wary of it.
Here's Rugg on the counter. Murkovic fighting. Daly comes up. The Rugg just seems so forceful, and he runs down those lanes with a real purpose.
Yeah, very decisive runs.
Here's Gilberto. The danger here, Kevin, is someone trying to do it on their own, and one thing that does not work for the Republic. They've been so good when they've spread the ball out, kept it for a little bit, kept it in the attacking third, and it's something they need to try to figure out here quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the ball in Gilberto's feet is very dangerous when he has it. Just got to make sure he's doing things in the right part of the field. Definitely doesn't want to be taking anybody one-on-one in our own third, but once you get him up front, give him the green light, let him go. has that skill and ability to really take people on.
Semi-final match, number 2 seed versus number 3. The home club Sacramento down by 2 goals. Both Charlie Rugg scores tonight. Justin Braun trying to come in with some reinforcements, see if he can alter this a little bit. He has not played in almost 4 weeks now, Kevin. It has been quite some time for Justin Braun, who was playing so well when he was set out with that injury.
Yeah, it was a tough injury for him. And it's one of those injuries that's a nagging injury that, you know, you probably can get out and play and you think you can. But at the end of the day, it always ends up biting you when you go out and try to train it. It was something little and nagging like a toe. And he was in such good form. It's a great ball into Tommy Stewart there.
Here's Tommy Stewart being shoved by Sears. Up comes Clementa. Or excuse me, that's Kippy. Kippy looking for Alvarez. Here's Mirkovic still fighting. Mirkovic goes down. Alvarez still there, cleared by the Galaxy 2.
But Braun was playing so well. Hopefully he can come out here, make an impact.
Chases it away. Give the Galaxy 2 a lot of credit here tonight, Kevin. They have recovered. When they've gotten in trouble, they've had a couple of guys back, including, it seems, that Steres has pretty much sat next to Perk almost all night. Not a handball called there. Alvarez working the lane, gets past the defender. The mark now, Meyer. Kept it low.
Great individual effort there by.
Here's Justin Braun, winds up. Vukovic all the way up from the back line.
Calls the foul there. Tries to give him the continuation. Good call. But good effort there by Alvarez, taking guys on. Tries to get his cross off, does everything right, makes the right decisions.
Sorto might have altered that late here.
The foul was just before.
There's on Stoikov. It was a last touch, but it looked like it may have been called before that on Franco. Crowd trying to rally the Republic here. Ball sent. Header picked up by Perk. Justin Braun was right there. A beautiful look at the net, and Perk just played it well.
Yeah, Braun does everything he needs to do here. Unfortunate for him going right to Perk, but battling Hoffman there, or excuse me, battling Meyer. Does a good job.
Gilberto able to force a handball on the youngster, Jamison. Justin Braun has not played in the last 5 matches for the Republic. In here tonight, a key one as they are down 2-0. Nearly a goal there, a big save by Perk on the night. Here's a low cross, Tommy Stewart, back to Braun, excuse me, Braun not able to handle it. Here's a good ball, Clementa, and it'll sail out of play. It might have been offside.
Yeah, Roro forcing it a little bit there.
What a rivalry this has become just in the first time that these two have gone against each other. And you know what? There's been quite a bit of back and forth between these two as well, as this has not been an easy match for either one of these squads. And Sacramento has the season advantage, but there's been now 19 cautions, 1 ejection thrown, and 5 matches between these two. Villarreal. Here's Stoikov now. And it is Mirkovic who wins it, and Mirkovic will pick up a foul against Stoikov, who grabbed the jersey. And maybe conditioning, this is where they can come in a little bit. We've seen how fast LA Galaxy 2 is, but is Sacramento the better conditioned team? And that's where it could pay off here in the final 25.
Right. And Galaxy came out pretty quickly, spending a lot of energy chasing and putting pressure on Republic. So we'll see what happens here in the next 20 minutes.
Well, the Republic have definitely put on the pressure, as we've seen the Galaxy 2 sit back just a little bit more. This could play into it. Here's Kiffey with the left foot. We've seen him do some work on that left side and assist in the last game. Here's Mirkovic down to the penalty area. He's taken down the box. We're gonna have a penalty kick.
Mirkovic coming up, getting aggressive.
And it's starting to rain at the opportune time here, Kevin.
Yeah, Mirkovic doesn't get himself in the box that often, takes a great first touch. Great touch with pressure, takes a touch outside. Nothing but R could do there, but foul him there.
The rug and Aris, and just like that, the weather has changed, and maybe the change on the field that the Republic have needed. The rain is falling, and the crowd loves it. They're all standing here at Bonney Field, 8,000 strong, sliding up here, beat LA, chants in the background, listen in. It'll be Rodrigo Lopez.
A lot of pressure here for Roro.
Going against Brian Perk. Brian Perk has allowed 5 goals on the year.
Yeah, Perk, great shot stopper.
Just one shutout, Kevin. Roro trying to stop it and keep it just at 1 on the year. The crowd still standing here at Bonney Field. The rain starting to fall. The wind has picked up. And here's Lopez. Goal, Sacramento!
What a penalty. What a penalty. Hits it hard, picks his side. Perk guesses the right way. No way he's saving that thing. And the match, the tide's shifted, the match is changing. Republic grabbed the ball, put it back on the touch, on the midline, ready to go. Oh, Perk's fully outstretched. There's nothing he can do with that thing. Great, great penalty by Roro.
Rodrigo Lopez puts the Republic within 1. Ivan Mirkovic able to pick up the foul in the box, and it's a big one. And now the crowd is ignited, and there's a different tone here at Bonney Field. The rain continues here. There was no forecast for rain, and at the exact same time the Republic were fouled, it began to fall. Here's Clementa on the run. Clementa looking for Justin Braun. Mickey Daly, things settling here. Gilberto with a nice shield. And that's going against Gilberto. I don't believe in that one.
That's unfortunate. Gilberto's literally standing there and gets a call against him. Gilberto, I mean, literally just stood there. Nothing else he could do there.
We're in the 71st minute. Rob McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait with you tonight here in Sacramento. A September rainfall in Sacramento. It's climbed within 1. Rodrigo Lopez with his 11th goal on the season. And now the crowd is beside itself, and there's a punch thrown. And this has gotten a little bit to as Mirkovic goes down, and there's going to be some cards thrown here, Kevin.
Yeah, that's Sorto going in hard, pushing. Big melee right now down there.
And there is going to be a red card thrown against the Galaxy 2. There is no question about it.
Don't know yet. Let's see what he decides to do as the replays come in. Mirkovic clearly gets shoved. Not sure if there's a punch, but the referee, both are right in perfect position to see what happened. There's no way he didn't see.
And they may be thrown with just a yellow here, but very interesting. It's still chippy. Kevin, this is a rivalry, and there's no question about it. The energy has shifted here, and now the crowd is on top of this. And they're screaming for a red card, and I think Stoikov might be getting one here, Kevin. They're going to talk it over. But the way that he aggressively thrown away, and it might be Sorto.
This might be a different view here.
Let's get a different glance at it. And back comes up Mirkovic, and Mirkovic, it's right to the face.
That looked like a little forearm to me.
And it's still talking Vukovic, and there's still no card thrown. And they're going to talk this over. And the interesting thing is now Preki and Curtinalfo up waiting for a word from the sideline. And I will be amazed if there is not a card thrown.
Yeah,
and here's Mirkovic. And he pushes once, and then, oh, well, yeah, maybe have Mirkovic come up a little bit and incite that. And it is Sorto.
Mirkovic looks like he's trying to, you know, calm the situation down.
And not a single card thrown.
Now he's calling Sorto over there.
Okay, here we go. We'll see what happens here.
Looks like he's talking with the linesman.
And you know what, Kevin? Just the energy in this building here, or this stadium here tonight.
He's got a yellow in his hand.
So there won't be a red throw. And they're going to give him a yellow. So there at least is a caution there. I think as a Galaxy, you're probably best case scenario only getting a yellow.
Yeah, you know, that could have gone both ways, honestly. Fortunate for that, for the Galaxy in this situation. They only get a yellow card, but I tell you, it could have gone either way. Tough call.
And the way it looked like he swung his arm was almost looked like it was a punch throw. It was just like almost an aggressive shove there after it as Mirkovic walked up.
Yeah, now Republic really got to gather themselves here as a set piece in a tough part of a tough position here for Republic to defend. Good opportunity for Galaxy to kind of sneak one.
So here's Aris just outside the box as things calm down. And here's where we talked to Coach Preki mentally. This team has got to be in check here. They can't just assume that they'll stop this. They've got to collect themselves here, Kevin.
Yeah, got to batten down the hatches on this one, make sure everything's solid.
Here's
man-to-man defending. Do your job.
Here's Aris. Whistles are blown, and down in the box.
Vukovic, I think.
It looks like it is Vukovic. So Nemanja Vukovic taken to the ground, and still a lot of talk between the two sides. This time it's Steris who has a few words for the Red side, and Vukovic is right back up to say a few things back to him. So at this point in time, 19 yellow cards thrown.
We got another look at Vukovic on the back end.
And either way, I think
Vukovic is going down real soft there.
Seeking a card here.
He might be looking for something there. But this is where the referee needs to get a handle on things. It's going to get chippy. I mean, this is by...
I think we're past that.
Yeah, I mean, it's become a point where cards are being thrown.
So here's Aris, a set piece again. Andre Aris.
That's unfortunate for the Republic, too, as that was a poor ball served in by Aris.
There's the cross into the box, headed off the top of the bar. Sacramento catching a break, still in trouble. Gilberto looking to go the other way. A sigh of relief here, and a foul is called against the Galaxy. And we're going to slow things up here, and Mirkovic just went around and kicked it.
Yeah, Mirkovic trying to get things going quickly. I mean, he probably needs to slow it down a little bit in that situation.
Well, everyone's standing here at Bonney Field.
Yeah, bailed out there by the crossbar. Gleason, tough ball put right in front of him. A lot of traffic, a lot of congestion, tough for him to come out. And it looked like it might have been Jamison getting on the end of that thing, knotted it onto the crossbar. As Republic were lucky, able to clear their lines.
Charlie Rugg with 2 goals tonight for the Galaxy, 2. Rodrigo Lopez on a penalty kick picks up his 11th goal of the season. And it's 2-1. Justin Braun. And we may have a substitution from the Galaxy, too, when we get a moment as well. It looks like Alejandro Covarrubias will check in. And he will come in. And an interesting sub here is now Jaime Villarreal. The youngster will check out. And so we settle things up here and wait for this. Alejandro Covarrubias, LA Youth Academy, Cerritos College. And he left his senior year early to come play with the Galaxy. He's been a critical part of this Galaxy 2 team this season. And just eating up the clock right now. About the slowest run I think he could make to the sideline. And that's about the quickest you get right back in going the other way. Covarrubias.
Little quick replay. Looks like Jamison,
it was Jamison.
Gets up.
That was within inches, Kevin.
Right.
Here's Clementa. A diving save.
That's well defended there.
And that is Franco.
Once again, Alvarez taking the ball, pressing it forward, making the right decision out to Clementa. Clementa tries to serve the ball in.
Well, Clementa with a throw in from near the corner. Tommy Stewart looking for Kiffy on the side. A little bit of a pop flying. Clementa will watch it go out of play, and they'll keep it. Quick serve. Bad ball by Alvarez.
Alvarez trying to get cute with it.
And the one thing we know, Kevin, is that there is an opportunity or almost a sense to move quicker than you can, and the Republic don't need to do that now. They got to play their match. They are only a goal away from tying this.
Yeah, there'll be a good amount of extra time with the scuffle that just happened, a couple cautions, a couple subs. So probably 15 minutes left, maybe 20.
And with Chandler Hoffman out, Charlie Rugg is being swarmed by white jerseys each and every time he is near the ball.
Yeah, but now's the time, you know, be patient. There's still be 1 or 2 more chances the Republic are going to be set up with here. So patience, in my mind, still the key.
And Ivan Mirkovic in 2 key parts of this game where he picked up the foul in the box. Here's Lopez. Alvarez working. He's in the box trying to get it back out. Tommy Stewart. Tommy Stewart, a little bit of traffic with a cross. Out comes Preki, loses it! And they cannot find it. Rodrigo Lopez had a good look as Perk misplayed it, came outside the 6.
That seems to be happening a lot tonight. The ball, it's fallen. Fortunate for it. Jamison in the right position there, but just seems like all the breaks are going the Galaxy's way right now.
From the corner, across, punched away by Perk.
Yeah, Perk not even taking any chances trying to catch that thing after the last one.
Here's
a
Kiffy.
counterattack.
And no, he's onside. Running is Villarreal. Mirkovic is trying to get back. From the side, a diving Jake Gleason watches it sail past to his right.
You know, chances, you need to throw guys forward right now for the Republic, but got to be careful in situations like that.
Covarrubias with the shot on goal, just sent it near post.
And Republic quickly back on the attack.
We're into the 81st minute here. And Clementa saves it, and maybe the wrong thing, and there is an open field tackle.
You know, I don't know if
Jamison goes down hard.
I don't know if Clementa even got him. Jamison definitely was jumping out of the way of that thing early. As we get another look.
He didn't even touch him,
I don't think he even touched him.
And the young fellow has taken some acting classes, doing a pretty good job of selling that yellow card against Emra Clementa.
But, you know, Clementa's got to be smarter than that. He knows he's not going to win that ball. And yeah, we see Jamison diving, but he's doing his job in that situation. He knows he's going to take a hit. Tries to pull him. Here's a good view right here. It got him a little bit. Definitely did. But
I think more or less he just got
for that dive still. But there was some contact.
He was still going. I don't even have the contact. He probably just felt he had to dive and get out of the way before getting hit pretty hard. Here's Aris.
But Clementa needs to be a little bit smarter in that situation and know that there's going to be some contact made.
Here we go. Here's a play into the box. Nice job by Mirkovic.
Well done by Mirkovic there.
Justin Braun. Justin Braun taken down in the midfield, and he'll get the call. The fouls are starting to tick upward here, Kevin.
Yeah, still, I think Republic are holding, taking a little bit, you know, rather than taking that 1 and 2 touch, they're taking 3 and 4 touches, getting themselves caught a little bit, got bailed out there.
Travis Bone, Ventura County Fusion, 2010 and 2012, has just checked in for the Galaxy. Adding some size here for the Galaxy, too. And Bone, who plays a forward, likely probably see him more as an attacking midfielder here, but he has come out here late in this game here trying to keep pace. The Republic trying to even this up. The Galaxy trying to hold on and win. The winner will host the championship game. They'll take on Harrisburg City. Republic win it back. Gilberto with good pace. Lose it for a moment. Nice feet there by Roro. Here's Clementa off the face. Is it off a hand? And it's in the box. Kevin Goldthwait. That will be a penalty kick for the Republic.
Yeah, Franco's going up. I mean, that's a tough call. Here's Clementa, takes his touch.
Yeah, you're right. He turned right in off the elbow.
It definitely hits his arm, but I don't know. His arm's tucked into his body. I mean, technically by the rule book, you know, it hit his arm. It's a penalty. Doesn't matter. Roro with another chance to tie this game up here.
So the Galaxy, too, have a little bit of a, it looked like a hit off from our angle, of his face officially. And then you watch the replay here.
It's definitely off his elbow.
That elbow,
I mean, no doubt about it. But I mean, if you're the Galaxy, if you're a fan of the Galaxy right now, you're probably thinking, well, you know what? His arm's tucked right next to his body. What else is he supposed to do?
Other than taking off the face, there wasn't much he could do.
He's not extending his arm. He's not trying to block with his hand or anything.
So Rodrigo Lopez.
And I tell you, Rob, your second penalty of the night is way more difficult than your first. You already have a little mental game from the first penalty. You know, are you going to go the same way? You're going to switch it up? Is the goalie going to guess? I mean, it just adds a whole other wrinkle to Roro stepping up, taking another penalty here.
This seems like more of a mental game.
It's a much more mental game, and it makes way more pressure built on top of this. You know, if I'm Roro, honestly, I'm just putting my laces through it and kicking as hard as I can to the back of the net, right down the middle. Let's see what he does here if he picks a side.
Brian Perk, Rodrigo Lopez. Rodrigo Lopez! We are tied!
There he goes. You see Perk goes down to his left that time. Roro decides just softly, a little dink right down the middle.
This crowd is gone crazy. Walk us through it, Kevin.
There he goes. Come up, steps up, hits it with his laces right down the middle. Allows Perk to get out of the way, finds open net. It looked like Roro might even have picked his head up a little bit and saw Perk creep into his left.
Never say die, Sacramento Republic. Down 2-0. Kevin Goldthwait, you called it. 2-0 games are the most dangerous. Well, for the Galaxy it is right now. They are tied in the 86th minute. The momentum has swung to the Republic. Justin Braun running the lane. And Braun looking for Clementa. Clementa winds up. And it is cleared by the Galaxy.
Yeah, good counter, good run there by Braun.
Still fighting for it. Emerald Clementa out on the edge. Here's Bowen. Thick frame, gives it right back to Gilberto. Sacramento's got to find some spacing right now, Kevin. Working along.
They didn't get it out of that corner, very congested down there. Would have liked to see Gilberto take the thing out, find Mirkovic, and look for Kiffy on the other end.
This crowd is into it, 8,000 strong.
On their feet, all of them.
Nice job by Clementa to seal the deal and let his team get back just here, but Rodrigo Lopez, the crowd favorite with 2 goals tonight. It's a game of stars. Charlie Rugg with 2. And a foul here.
The ref's doing a great job of killing the momentum right now.
Well, Rodrigo Lopez with 12 goals on the season. He is now the team leader.
Still plenty of time here, Rob.
The Tower Bridge Battalion in full effect.
There's going to be chances had on both sides here. See how strong Gleason is here.
Here's Aris. Good ball in. Just a nice, easy pop-up for Jake Gleason.
Yeah, but like I said, there's going to be chances for both the Galaxy and Republic. Let's see if anyone can take their chance or if this game's going to go into extra time.
Well, there will be 2 15-minute halves, and then it will go to penalty kicks after that. Should it get to that point. Clementa working that edge. And a quick throw in here by the Galaxy too. Villarreal. One-on-one against Daly. Makes a nice move to the left side. Mirkovic is going to have to clean it up. And down he goes. No whistle blown. Trying to keep it in play is Axe Alvarez, not able to do it. And so back here we go with throwing for the Galaxy too. Justin Braun trying to find Rodrigo Lopez. Able to get it. Lopez gets back up. And every moment seems to be a tense one here in Sacramento. The winner will host a championship game. Perk comes out of the 6th and picks it up.
Yeah, it needs to be patient. There's an example of Kiffy. We got one guy in the box with Braun trying to streak himself down there. Want to see him hold that ball, keep it. Give our guys a chance for that play to develop a little bit.
And Rugg is brought down, and a whistle will be blown. So conditioning, we know there's so much momentum for the Republic on the side. Now that they have tied this game, Kevin, how do you make sure you stay within yourself, keep it back, because Rugg is a force to be reckoned with?
Yeah, you still want to keep your foot on the gas, but also just make sure, I think Daly and Vukovic just really need to talk to each other and be cognizant and be aware of where Rugg is at all times.
Charlie Rugg, the Massachusetts High School Player of the Year in 2008, with 10 goals. Now 11, excuse me, with the 2 playoff games, 3 in the playoffs, 8 during the regular season. Here in the booze, the Galaxy 2. Play inside. Saved in the 6. Playing hard, a dangerous ball. Kevin Goldthwait, the Republic, come away with it. Back come the Galaxy. Not cleared quite yet, and a foul against another set piece for the Galaxy 2 coming up.
Yeah, Oris comes out strong there, gets the ball, but you know, going back to that, the first set piece, as looks like here's the foul with Roro going in too hard. But it looked like Stairs was wide open, and maybe even Bowen was brought down on that last set piece. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was going on there that could have gone bad for the Republic. Fortunately, Stairs misses his kick, and Vukovic was in the right place at the right time to try to clear it.
So Stairs, Rugg, and Bowen in the back of the line. They'll be flying towards, well, Meyer moving as well. Here's the cross into the box, a header. Sails out of the way.
Yeah, another good ball in by Ora.
Still pressing the Galaxy 2. Nice job by Justin Braun. 5 minutes of stoppage time added here at Bonney Field. Kevin Goldthwait, if you don't like exciting soccer, you hope you turned this off a long time ago. It looked like the Republic may have not had a chance to get back into this one. Not only have they done that, they have tied it. In 5 minutes more of regulation play here in Sacramento for a chance to host the championship game.
Yeah, looks like the Republic have kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit. Would like to see him still press and still push. Try to nick one here. But plenty of time here.
Nemanja Vukovic comes all the way up, getting it into the middle. Tommy Stewart. A tap. Rodrigo Lopez broken up by Aris. Dangerous ball here. Rugg was tracking Clementa. And here's Bowen now flying around in substitution, number 50 for the Galaxy 2. He's along that left side. Clementa's got to be careful. Here's Justin Braun. Onside, outside the box, and he just loses it. And Kevin, that's probably where that feel has come. It's lost a little bit, and Justin Braun, you know, conditioning-wise, he's hanging in there right now, but you felt a little tough.
Some rustiness. I think he's thinking too much here. Get your first touch, then look up. No need to look up that quick. But gather that ball, take your first touch out, then look up, find out where the run's out, or decide what sort of ball you're going to be serving in the box. But a good opportunity there blown by Braun.
Here's Clementa. Gilberto, who came in at the half, has played well here along the end. Working the touchline. Now he's back to the center it. Here's a touch. Here's Tommy Stewart. Oh, it's over the crossbar. Offside first.
Good work, though. Great work by the Republic. You see Gilberto doing some great one-on-one battles. Gets the ball through, finds Roro the top of the box, and Roro tries to just slide Tommy Stewart in, but Tommy Stewart's just a step off sides. Still strikes a good ball.
Good job by Perk either way. Both goalies have had a tough task here tonight against 2 aggressive offenses. 2 penalties in the box have allowed Rodrigo Lopez and the Republic to tie this. Alvarez working, Justin Braun in the middle. Here's Tommy Stewart, here's Braun. Just too high, powered it over the head of the striker, Justin Braun. But back here comes Gilberto. Good ball inside. Rodrigo Lopez goes down, and a set piece coming just outside the box.
Here's your chance, Rob. We talked about it.
At about 21 yards, possibly.
This is in a great position for a shot on goal. You'll get Roro on top of this as well as Alvarez.
But you like Alvarez here in this situation?
Typically in this position, I think you're going to want to have a left-footed guy take this. But you know, with Roro's hot foot, Roro's the one setting the ball up. That's what I always look for. Who's the one putting the ball down? See, a little cheeky move there by a little touch.
And there's another look at it as Roro draws the foul.
Yeah, Roro, I got money on Roro taking this.
The wall is set, 5 wide for the Galaxy 2. Stoikov off to the right of that wall. Perk behind them along the line. Tommy Stewart, Justin Braun, Emra Clementa, Gilberto moving. In motion, here's Roro, bends it in the box! Rodrigo Lopez has done it! He has scored in stoppage time! It's 3-2 Sacramento!
Roro is a legend. I was gonna say before he shot, this is where you become a legend, Roro, a Sacramento legend. You put this in the near post, tucks it perfectly in the upper corner. Roro with the hat trick tonight. MVP, there should be MVP chants going on right now.
Rodrigo Lopez,
Still
3 goals on the night.
Rob, still some work to do. Get the boys back, get Vukovic, get Daly, Clementa, and Kiffy.
And you're
Here's
gonna have
another look as Roro just takes a quick peek. Drives it perfectly, right in the upper corner. Perk's got not a chance. What a finish. That is a tough, tough ball to strike, and Roro does it textbook.
So now the striker, Jeff McBean, will check in for the Galaxy 2.
Not much time left here. Probably have 2 or 3 minutes, depending on what the official's gonna give for that goal there.
Jack McBean signed with LA at 16 years old. Has spent the last 3 seasons with Los Angeles, and he comes in to try to save the day. The Galaxy, who led by 2, now trail by 1.
All eyes on the official now. When's he gonna blow the whistle? Take your time, boys.
And will be
Slow
Gilberto.
it down, let Clementa take it.
And it's interesting to see
As
ball
a quick look by the official to his watch.
Good throw in here by Clementa. Working on Justin Braun, who's being held, and will he get the call?
They call it the other way.
They call it the other way. This place has erupted. 8,000 strong standing. Over the top, looking for Rugg.
Good job by Roro.
Roro clearing it, just trying to eat up the clock at this point in time.
Good
along
ball in
the
the
trim.
channel, good ball in the channel. Quick look by the official.
And here we go, Gilberto, and
calls a foul.
They're gonna call a foul, so LA has a chance as Covarrubias goes down to the turf. We're in stoppage time here. Rodrigo Lopez has done the remarkable. Here's a header, Bowen in play.
Game!
And that is it! Sacramento is going to the championship! Unbelievable!
What a night. I tell you, an awful. Kurt ran straight out to the center official. He's not happy, but forget about it. 3-2, Roro with the hat trick tonight. 3 set-piece goals for him. Sacramento championship game next Saturday here at Bonney Field.
Kevin, it was 2-0. This place sounded like a morgue. It seemed that the Republic were all but dead. And then came their hero, Rodrigo Lopez. And credit to Von Merkovich, who picked up that first foul in the box. And it is Lopez, the kid from Mexico, who has scored 3 times and put the Republic in the championship game.
There's still 8,000 people here too. No one's leaving yet. Everyone wants to see this. This is unbelievable. Here's the replay of Roro. Keeps his knee over that ball and strikes it. Perks fully stretched. The battalion's going crazy right now. Unbelievable, Rob. Unbelievable. You can't write this script, baby.
The emotional exhaustion from this team has to be beyond measurable. Sack down. Well, you have a new finest. His name's Rodrigo Lopez, and he has come to play today. Kevin, we had not seen this team play this badly. Here's the winning goal again. In that first half play, since the friendlies against the Rangers.
You know what?
And here we are.
You know, you're not going to play your best soccer every game, all game. There's going to be bits, there's going to be spells where you're going to struggle. But can you find a way to win? And they did today with their set-piece prowess. Once again, 2 penalties, obviously, but Roro's last free kick, absolutely legendary.
Let's take a shot here, and we're going to let you listen in as what's happening down on the field is Rodrigo Lopez being celebrated by teammates. Dominic Jakubek has dove into the crowd. This is incredible. Simply fantastic.
Here's another look.
A goal for the ages. Just, we're talking an inch, Kevin, and that probably doesn't find the net.
Right in the upper corner.
Wow.
Roro.
And you know what?
Still 8,000 people here, man.
Still 8,000. You're right. And you know what? The Galaxy, too, played so well. And I think overall, if you took possession time, they probably beat the Republic in terms of owning the possession. They really dominated the first half. 2 big goals, but the penalties killed the Galaxy. And 3 set pieces, all off the foot of Rodrigo Lopez. And it is the Republic headed down to the championship game, hosting Harrisburg City Islanders.
It's the tale of 2 halves for sure. First half, Galaxy had the majority of the play, but second half, all Republic. They were putting a lot of pressure on the Galaxy. They broke a few times, did a really good job, and then obviously with Roro finishing it off with an unbelievable free kick.
And we're going to go down, and I would imagine we're going to talk to Rodrigo Lopez down on the field here any moment. Just, you know, and I do want to, we'll get a little bit more on this, but for season ticket holders, I know many of them are here, but a lot of people who are watching at home, everyone has to rebuy tickets for this championship game. It's not part of a season ticket package. So if you're rewatching this game maybe later from coming home, you do have to buy your tickets again. And so Tuesday is when you have to secure those tickets. Make sure you do that. And then the general public tickets will go on sale at 10 o'clock on September 24th. And so that's Wednesday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com is where you'll find these tickets. We'll talk more about that. A standing ovation here at Bonney Field for the boys in white. Adam John, Harrison Delbridge, Dakota Collins walking up the field right now. The energy at Bonney Field right now is electric. And the Tower Bridge Battalion, I don't think they sat down one time tonight. And you know what, Kevin, you talked so much about how home field advantage is such a big thing. We did discuss it a lot tonight, but it is a different game when you're playing at home. Rodrigo Lopez wound up like he was going right. I think Perk almost played it pretty well, and he just tipped his foot just a tad. And just like that, Sacramento goes on to win.
Home field is huge. You know, the record that we've had, how well we've played at home over the course of the year, and to have the championship game. Are you kidding me? The first season we've had a team here in Sacramento to go through the league, end up having the final here at home. What an opportunity! What a story! Next week can't come quick enough, but just unbelievable.
I think a lot of people felt at halftime tonight this season was over. And you know what? It wasn't. And that's the beauty of sports, Kevin. We never can script these things out. I mean, you'd like to, but unlike tonight, I don't think you would have scripted this. Now let's go down to the field to Rodrigo Lopez.
You guys just kept believing, down 2-0 at halftime. You guys came all the way back. How's it feel to be going to the championship game?
It is unreal, man. I never could have imagined it being this way, you know. And all the credit to the Galaxy. They're a great opponent. They made it hard for us throughout 90 minutes, and, you know, that's just the way the game goes. And we're able to pull out a victory. But it's not just me. It's all these guys who put in the work every day at practice, and I'm proud of all these guys.
It was a complete team effort, no doubt about it, but let's talk about it. You had 3 major kicks in this game, 2 penalty kicks, the direct kick as well. Talk about those efforts.
It could have been anyone, you know, but I stepped up. I've been taking the PKs, and I felt confident. I felt like I had a bad first half, but I had to make up for it. And, you know, if it wasn't for my teammates, my coaching staff, the crowd, the amazing crowd behind me, or behind us, you know, I couldn't have done it, but it is unreal, man. This is a moment I'll never forget.
Yeah, it's one of the great moments here in Bonney Field for sure. How about this week in general? You get the announcement with the MLS team coming out to check out the bid for MLS here and all the excitement Thursday and Friday, and then this. What a way to cap off the weekend.
How could this city not have an MLS team, man? Come on, look at this. Look at this crowd, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love every single one of them. I fell in love as soon as I got to this place, so I would all to all you guys, my family is out there, my girlfriend, my son. That's all for them as well.
Well, I tell you what, Roro, they're all going to be back here this time next week for the championship game to watch you guys take home the title.
Let's win a championship, baby. Come on.
All right, give it up for Rodrigo Lopez. Back up to you.
And so Rodrigo Lopez, your man of the match. Wow, Kevin, you know, it's
a pretty easy decision, really, for the man of the match.
Yeah, I don't know how you picked that one. You know, and there was so many different swings to this match, and we talked off the air at halftime, and we said it just feels off, and it just felt a different team. This was not a team that we had really been used to seeing, and you know what? They battled through that. I think the great teams do that. And I don't know if you can call this a great team in year one, but you know what? I think this is a great team.
Oh, what they've done so far this year is Roro said it best. It's unreal what they've done for the team to come together as quickly as they did, and how well they've been playing for the last 4 months. As a replay here, Roro just striping that thing right in the upper corner. And today, the team showed the character that you need. You know, it's a tale of 2 halves. First half, things aren't going your way. You go in at halftime, regroup, get a talking to from the head coach, from the manager, Preki. Whatever Preki told them worked, because they were in that attacking third for about 80% of the time, I felt, in the second half. Trying to get through, find a couple little breaks, get a couple penalties. One probably a bit fortunate, that second penalty hitting off of the arm. That really wasn't necessarily outstretched. But you know what? Franco did exactly what he could do there, or needed to do. And Republic come away. And I tell you what, that final free kick by Roro, unbelievable. We have another look at this thing right here.
There isn't an inch, one way or the other, that would have worked out for Rodrigo Lopez. And he struck a perfect ball, and you see kids celebrating here. And you know, Kevin, I'll be honest, I think at one point during the half, we said, you know what, I'm not looking forward to leaving here tonight the way that this game has gone. Not because just the Republic lose, and those things happen, and we've seen a few losses this season, but it's the way that they were playing and to lose. It just didn't seem like the Republic team that we've seen here the last 2.5 months play this style of soccer. Well, guess what? We don't have to worry about that, because we're moving on to the USL Pro Championship, and it will be hosted here in Sacramento. And let's look at a reaction here from the Tower Bridge Battalion as that goal was made. Just bedlam.
Oh, they're going nuts. That's awesome.
Great shot, boys. Great shot in the truck there. And not Joseph Brown, that's Rodrigo Lopez, of course. I think he switched the jersey, wanted to make sure he got it on. But I'm kind of speechless right now. And again, if you have tickets or getting tickets, for all the season ticket holders, make sure you secure your seats early before they go on sale. Otherwise, you will lose your tickets. Don't assume that you have those tickets, so make sure you definitely look at getting those secured before Tuesday night. And I'll tell you what, I'll be here, Kevin. I don't know if you're going to show up or not. But
I might I'll put it on my calendar.
I think he's going to put it on his calendar. And, you know, this was a fun game to call. It was nerve-wracking. I think it had everybody's emotions spent in about 6 different ways. Warren Smith and, man, the excitement this week. And, you know, we didn't talk a lot about MLS. I really think this is about USL Pro right now. But what a week for Sacramento.
What a week for Sacramento soccer. I mean, really. And for the fact that some of the MLS guys, once again, we want to focus on USL because we got one more game to go. But for them to see this game here today, I mean, come on. I mean, they couldn't write the script. We got those guys here in town. They come to this game. We come down 2, come back, win in extra time. The free kick, unbelievable, man.
So I don't have a whole lot else to say at this point in time. I'm literally in shock just a little bit of what happened here on the field tonight, and we appreciate everyone tuning in no matter where you are. LA Galaxy fans, this is going to be a great rivalry, and I hope this spurs over the MLS someday, because I know there's one between the Earthquakes and the Galaxy from San Jose to LA, but you feel like Sacramento,
it's different.
LA is just different.
It's different.
There's just something different, and it's fun. You know what? There's a little bit of shoving here, and I'm glad there wasn't a red card thrown. It looked like initially it may have been a punch thrown. It was not. It was just a very aggressive shrug. But you want to win when you have both teams playing 11. I will give credit to the referee. You know, Babacar Diallo, he had a tough assignment today. I don't think any referee could have handled this much better tonight, kept all 11 on the field, and I think that's how you play a semi-championship game in a city like this, on a night like this. And we have one more, Kevin Goldthwait, one more.
One more to go.
Well, we want to thank our entire production crew, everyone who's tuned in tonight, all those who have helped behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Our guest, Warren Smith, tonight, the president. And we'll have leave you this one last look. For Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. 7:30 next week, the Republic in the USL Pro Championship game.